Okay, can we all hear me? Can we all hear me? Please confirm if you can hear me in the chat. Confirm if you can hear me. I can hear you. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that. Oh, okay. Okay. Perfect. 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 All right. You're welcome once again. All right. All right. Thank you very much. So you're welcome once again to another exciting live with ShipAfrica. If you have joined one of our lives before, you know we don't bring, we bring quality stuffs. Like we bring quality stuffs to the table, and we have a special guest in our midst. We have a special guest in our midst, and why we have brought her up is we understand how the times are right now, and we understand the struggle that business owners go through. We understand a lot of struggle. We see them. We are like we type what you do in the comments. If you're a business owner, type what you do and let us know what you do while we bring up our guests. If you're a business owner, type what you do in the comments. If you're a business owner, type what you do in the comments, and let's see while we bring up our guests. So I don't want to talk too much about our guests. She would come and introduce herself. I don't want to blow the on. I don't want to talk to the on too much. When she joins in, oh, aspiring business owner, that is amazing. You have joined at the very right time. You know, business owners, so many business owners actually started their business freestyle. Oh, okay, I want to do this business. I like this thing. I can make money from it. Let me start. But they don't actually get the proper know-how of that particular business or of even business generally. So if you're an aspiring business owner and you're joining at this time, I congratulate you. I congratulate you, and you are welcome. You are welcome. I'm trying to bring up our guests. You're very, very welcome. And if you're a business owner and you've been in this business for a while now, and it seems things are not just going. In fact, so many businesses have actually stopped because of one thing or the other. Is it funding? Is it unnecessary? I'll get back to you. So many reasons. So today we'll be talking about them. So as our guest will be speaking, make sure you put your question. Hi, she's here.
Hi. Hear me?
Good evening.
Difficult about my network.
I think it's everywhere. But can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can.
Okay, you're welcome. It is really, really good to have you here. We are glad you honored our invitation. It's really glad in our hearts. Thank you so much. And I'm very sure our audience would also find this session very, very insightful. I was just talking about how business is not running a business in Nigeria currently. In fact, everywhere in the world is not a walk in the park. How tedious it is, and how strenuous it can be. But of course, there are people like you, with all due respect, that are skilled, that have been in this business for a couple of years, and you've grown from from where you were. You might not be where you want to be, but you have grown like significantly, and that is why we are happy to have you here. So I've not said anything about you. I did not want to blow the on. I want you to come and introduce yourself to us. So tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us about your business and a little background of your business.
Okay, can I go now? So my name is Seun Mallami, and I'm the founder of Blvckhair. We produce hairstyle for women. So basically, what we do is we versatile hair for women every day. And so that's basically what we do. Like if you're thinking something quick to wear, versatile and things like that. That's what we do. And I started the business back in something serious until after I finished university and decided to pursue it. Can you hear me? Or do I need to, can you hear me well?
No, not it's breaking out. I don't know if it's for me. Please, can we all confirm if you can hear her properly? It's kind
I need
of
to know
breaking out.
if I should
Can
switch
somebody
my.
confirm, please, if you can hear?
Oh, she can barely.
Oh,
Let me switch my neck and just
all
put
right,
it back.
all right. We'll wait. We'll wait.
Okay.
All
So I
right.
want to confirm if it's a sound issue or a network issue. Can you hear me now?
Okay, I think it's better now. Yes.
Good. Okay. So I just switched my network.
All right.
Okay. So where did we stop?
Okay. You were introducing yourself. I think I stopped hearing from. Okay, just start all over from the introduction so that we can.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so my name is Seun Mallami, and I'm the founder of Blvckhair NG. We're a protective hairstyle company that produces natural wigs and crochet braids. So basically, the type of hairs that we deal with are like very versatile and convenient everyday wigs, right? So,
Wow. Wow.
so
That is.
background. I started back in uni, but it wasn't something serious back in university. But then after university, I decided to, pursue it fully after NYSC and things like that. It's been sailing ever since. It's still sailing.
All right. So you said, if I heard you right, you said you started in uni. What year was that?
I had the idea 300 level when I did my CWS, CWS IT, what's it called? Then it didn't really start. I didn't really like think of it as a business until like 4. It was just a passion, something I was doing by the side, just to like create hairstyles, my friends, families, things like that.
Oh, wow. Wow, wow. And how, like, it started with friends, families.
Yeah.
How were you able to grow it till, like, I mean, black hair, okay, now. It's not small. So how are you able to do that? Sometimes people say it's actually difficult starting business with friends and family because you would get actually kind of so used to them, and then to get to a point you would almost start fighting your friend. Why have you not patronized me? But somebody actually said that you start doing business when you have a client that are not your friends. When you have clients that are not friends, that are not family, that is actually when you start doing business. So how have you been able to move from your friends and family to being a global brand?
Okay, so funny enough, even though I started with friends and family, it was actually like friends and family that pushed me to make it a business. I did not really
Okay.
rely on them to like skill. Though I had support, but then again, family and friends cannot grow the business. It can't make the business. It's just because I've always had that mindset from the get my was acting.
Okay. 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 The audio was breaking out a little.
That keeps coming in.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, okay, okay. So families, I'm not sure I heard the parts of I sorry, the audio was breaking out. The when you mentioned they like encouraged you to make it a business, but did you actually touch on like how you've been able to, take it away
So,
from
like,
just being friends and family?
like, I've never had the mindset of thinking that they can make the business. Family and friends support and sales is just a plus. They cannot,
Mm-hmm.
grow the business to where it was. So I've always had that mindset. So of course I relied on their support, but they're not actually the sales from them. So I've always had that mindset of, oh, I have to get extra people from outside to grow this business, to patronize the business.
Okay, okay. Well, that's a very good one because actually relying on friends and family is one of the ways to kill a business.
Not even
Actually, then
right. How many
it's not
friends and families do you have that would make your monthly target?
right. Yeah, it's not enough. It's not enough. And um, in your years of running this business, providing services, one thing I like that you do is you identified a pain in women because honestly your brand is one of the brands that actually how do I put it now, actually answer to women. Let me use the word answer because we know how stressful hairs can be, like thinking about what do I make this year? Okay, I mean this month I just loosened Ghana braids, so what do I do? Okay, I think I want to do million braids. But it's actually good that I can have the look. I can have that look. I can have the feel without actually sitting down for so long. And so many people talk about how they got to start business that, oh, it's probably something that happened to me that actually made me want to do this. So I don't know if you mentioned this earlier, but could you just elaborate like why this business? Why this particular one? You could have chosen any other one. It could have been clothing, it could have been shoes, it could have been makeup, but you chose hair. Why?
Um, Very funny story, but I wouldn't say that's what actually made me. Okay, that was what made me start the old brand, but that's not where I am today.
Okay.
So, like I said, this business, or I had the idea in 300 level during my COS program. So I was chosen as this undergraduate student to serve in a hotel, to do my COS in a hotel, right?
Okay.
And I was excited. I had my clothes, I had my shoes, everything ready. I already got my hair. But then I got a colored hair. It was a brown colored hair. I didn't know anything about color code in a hotel. So I
Okay.
resumed that. Then HR called me and said, sorry, we don't allow colored hair. And I'm just looking like I'm an undergraduate student. I'd spent, I don't know, I think back then maybe 15,000, which was a lot of money on my hair, telling me how to loosen it to get a new hair. And then he only gave me 24 hours. That's to resume on Wednesday with a
Wow.
new hair. So,
Wow.
I like to think out of the box. I was in a position, I was in a situation, I had to resume on Wednesday. I'd already splashed all the money I had on my clothes for that week, my hair and things like that. So I had to just think of something quick that I could make that would go with what they wanted, which was a
Okay.
black, which was where the black hair name came from. And
Oh,
the market, I got some extensions, I made the crochet braids, I made it on my hair. On Wednesday, I was at work with my hair, and I thought it was something basic until people started seeing it. I'm like, how kind of hair is this? Is it crochet? I've never seen this hair before. Then I started making it for friends, for
wow.
families. Before you like, sure, this is a good business now. My friend wants it. You do that. So I'll just collect money for extension from them. I'll make it for
Wow.
free and then give it to them. So that was where the whole thing started gradually. So it started from crochet braids, then I transitioned to wigs.
Weeks.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 That was very insightful. That was really, really insightful. I can't imagine how you would feel when you were asked to take down.
I was devastated.
You would think of,
Bought discounts to buy that weave then, and it was a brown color there, and they said no. I said what?
wow. Wow. Well, I really can't imagine. But let's say they were a blessing for you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
If that had not happened, the black hair brand that we all know and love today probably might not be. All right. So in the process of, scaling, growing your business, moving from just friends and family to actually being a known brand worldwide, is there actually a particular time that you experienced, you know, some, of course, business is problem almost every time, but is there a particular challenge, like a major one that you experienced? What is the challenge and how were you able to tackle it?
So let me just say that running a business, you experience challenges every day. There's always fire to put out daily.
Yeah, that's
A
the
ma-
word, fire to
There's
put
always fire to put out. Trust me, it's exhausting. But then a major one was, I think some years ago, I actually closed the business.
out.
I had a staff issue. So like I said, it started from me just making the air on family and friends. Eventually, I had to start employing people, teaching them, the production business, so to speak. And just it got to a point where my knowledge couldn't manage the staff. I didn't really know what to do. So I was always having staff issues. And of course, having staff issues in production business means angry customers, means complaints, sometimes quality control, quality check. So it was just too much for me. So I just closed down the business. I said, nope, I'm not doing this anymore. But
Wow.
like I think a month, if you love to do something, you can't really stay away from it. After a month,
Mhm.
I booked a consultation from someone that was bigger in the business of like production, and then she guided me, and then I started again from afresh. So back then it was staff issue, but now if you ask me to list the hurdles and the issues I face, I can list 20. How many do how many do you want?
Okay, just I don't want to say as many as possible.
There's always logistics to um was an issue. It's still an issue, but of course, like with brands like ShipAfrica, it keeps getting better daily. It makes it easier. So logistics is also like one major issue that I we constantly experience as a business. But like I said, it keeps getting better. Then there's the issue of scaling, cash flow management, brand visibility. There's a lot. Many things you want me to mention.
Okay, I think let's elaborate on that brand visibility, because one of the things that one of the things that business owners experience is they don't get seen quite on time. And if you don't get seen, you won't get customers. If you don't get customers, customers won't refer you. So how were you able to do that? And what would be your advice for somebody said in the comment section that she's an upcoming, I mean, an aspiring business owner. So let's use her as our, the person we're focusing on. What advice would you give to people that are already in business, SMEs, and to those that are actually looking into going into business? How do they go about it? How did you do it, and which advice would you give to them when it comes to brand visibility?
I like to say the most. So one thing I advise is if you're a small brand or an aspiring brand, you probably don't have enough money to splurge on so many things. So
Please,
it's only
preach.
for you to use the things that are at your grasp, which is social media. Social media, you can get visible on social media for free. You don't even have to pay anybody. So I always advise the easy one. So I would say making good use of social media is like very, very, like that's the easiest way to enter into the market. So you might want to do that through like content creation, which is content marketing if you want to look at the strategy kind of thing. So you create content to make people realize that okay, this is why you need to pick me out of all of those other people. And I like to say, like, with content marketing, so when some people do content marketing, they do it just to get visibility. That is just reach. But for me, if I want to approach content marketing, I'll approach it from an angle of getting reach and also making people understand why I am the king in my own lane. So if, for example, fashion designer and I want to get visibility on social media for free, I would not just go about doing shameless marketing where where some people just dance to get rich and stuff like that, because then you just attract every kind of person. But then when you do it strategically, trying to make them see why you are the king in your own lane, then you will get visibility, and then people will also know you for being the king or being superior in that aspect, not just reaching every type of person. It's not really really don't advise it. I don't think it pays when you're getting rich but then not your own potential customer.
Potential. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. In this day and time, it's content everywhere. Everybody's a content creator.
Right.
Everybody is a content creator, and most people don't understand that it's not actually about creating the content. The content you're creating, are they diverted to what you're doing? Are
Exactly.
they actually bringing stuff to you? Are they bringing paying customers, not
Paying
just reach, not just followers, paying customers?
yeah.
Are they doing that? So thank you so much. I think we'll take questions after this session. So if you have any question as we go on, please just take notes of them, and when it's time for Q&A, we are going to take that. All right. So you mentioned something about when you talked about why you closed down the business in the first place. You talked about staffing. You had issues with staffing.
Mm-hmm.
What would you, because at a point, what we're talking about is actually staying in business. And even people that are aspiring to be business owners, eventually they'll become big. That is the prayer of every business owner. That's the hope and long-term goal of every business owner. And at some point, you can't do it by yourself. You need hands. Now, what is your view on staffing and on creating a strong team, not just any team, a strong team? What would you advise on that?
Okay. First things first, I believe that you need to hire talents that are willing to work with you and actually believe in the business. Most people just want to work together. They don't really have that passion for that business.
For
But
that
like
thing,
once
yeah.
yeah, but once you've gotten those people, retaining them, I feel like that's even the most difficult for small business owners, because I like to tell people that are around me that most issues that small business owners are facing with their staff is caused by that business owner. They just don't want to admit it. So one thing I advise with staffing is once you get the correct talent, you have to give them room to like have that ownership mentality in your business, and that includes not micromanaging. That includes correcting when you need to, That includes guiding if you have to, and other things like that. But it's very important that you hire people that actually believe in the vision, believe in what you're doing. If not, you would be the only one carrying the business on your head, and then people are just doing what they want to do without getting the points or the angle you're coming from with your own passion. You'll be like, why is she always angry? Like, you don't understand what I'm going through. You don't understand what
Right. Right. I totally get it. You're really hitting some nerves right now. Am I correct? If she's hammering it, if she's talking, saying what is on your mind, drop it in the comment section. Drop some emoji or something. Now, not to take too much of your time, yeah, I don't want to take too much of your time. So, I want you to talk about quality. I want to talk about quality control. Now,
okay.
this period, even big brands, I don't want to mention name, big brands, because of the economic, downturns and all of that, the prices are increasing, but the quality is reducing, which is
Yeah.
not very, very good. Like it kills the trust in the brand. Most people are going away from their loyal brands because of this. Now, when it comes to now, this is for product people. I want you to touch both product and service.
Okay.
Now, for product, how do you when it comes to quality control, how do you uphold that? How do you uphold um, your standard despite whatever is happening? When it comes to both product and services, how do you do that despite whatever is happening in the economy?
First things first is for a production company, it I feel like it's even crazier for a production company because we are the ones making it. So one thing that we do at Blvckhair NG is for every product there is a particular standard. Say for example, this wig that I'm wearing, there's a particular inches it should be, there's a particular measurements the headband should be, there's a particular number of hours you spend on it. So each product has its own quality control standard per specification, and we actually follow it to the T. And that's where your staff comes in, because like you said, you can't do it alone. So we a quality control officer that after each air is produced, they check like if we make 1,000 airs in a month, believe me that all those 1,000 airs actually go through quality control, but we have to. So I would advise that if you're a product-based business, you should have documented quality control guidelines per product. It's not just knowing it off head, you have to have it documented. We have a quality control book where all our 70 styles, we have each things to look out in each style: the length, the volume, the number of hours spent on it. And of course, once the production team does that, they're actually checking it to make sure that it is on point. Then also with the economy, I'm not of the opinion that you should reduce quality just to keep price. Or rather increase my price a little bit and then keep
Mhm.
my, that's
Quality.
what most businesses, they like to tweak it here and there to keep the price same. And then in that way, people that already love their business for that price they give are disappointed because they've still increased a little way, but then they've had to drop just to meet the same price. I really don't believe in that. If you have to increase your price a little bit to maintain your standard, I believe then that's the right thing to
Okay.
do.
Does
It's
that okay,
to
go ahead,
keep policy control.
please. All right. All right. Does that apply to service based too?
Yes, because we have like what I call like SOP. So for example, the service that we render, like okay, so like customer service now, for example, there's a particular guideline and step for you to resolve every issue. So for every customer calling us, that's the service part. You're getting the same service because there's a particular way we treat each situation. So if you're a service-based business, I don't know if you can give me an example, I'll be able to give a quality control guide to it.
Service. Let's see. Okay, let's say an online teaching platform. But anyway, the thing, it really doesn't. Now, I would say it doesn't affect the economy. Doesn't affect service as well. The fact that they don't do products doesn't mean it doesn't affect service. You know, like of course they'll buy phone now. They'll sell their their generator. You know, they'll buy data and all of those things and other things that they need. Well, I think it actually applies. Have quality control, but the only thing is they are not checking product. They are just checking the quality of service they are rendering
Yeah.
compared to what they were doing before the whole economic downturn came about. And another thing is, I just want to add to what you said.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot, economic downturn is not something we can ascertain. We cannot, it's not specific, it's not static.
Yeah.
It is like, that's one thing I don't like about economics. It is, you know, it's not
Not
stable. You can't predict. Aha, you can't predict. So it's best to just have all these things down, just in case some of these things happen, and you will not be shocked and all of that. So I want to give room for our audience. I'm already seeing some questions.
okay.
I'm already seeing some questions, and I don't want to take any much of the time. So let me ask this one. Now, when you started, I'm sure there were some things. No, as you grow in the business, I'm sure there were some things that you actually did that you wish you had done better, or there are some things you did that you wish you had not done. So, are there things like that? If there are, please let us know.
First, the things I wish I didn't do. So the things I actually wish I did better right from them. Two things that I always like say to everybody that cares to know. The first thing is my pricing. Back then, I was
Mm,
in, so then I like you would think a graduate like me would know better, but I did not know better. So I would just get and say, okay, so this pen now cost me like this amount to make. Okay, let me just say this amount. You know, there was no pricing structure. If I had pricing
mm,
structure, then I feel like maybe I would have had enough funds to scale earlier. Because if you don't have the right price, I feel like that would make the business very stagnant, very very stagnant. Because you are just doing business just for vibes. You know, you're not really doing it for profitability. There's no
mhm.
pricing. Then one other thing that I did do right back then was having the correct data system to record data. Some
Right?
people I see some people still do it till now. They record sales in like pen and paper. They are not checking the right matrix. They don't even know how much they spent that month. They don't know all of these data that you're supposed to track to make your business scale. I feel like if I had done all of those things earlier, maybe it would have been better, faster.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So,
and one other thing else is not having like budgets for marketing, and I think that's part of the data record. Marketing is very, very.
okay, I think you answered the two in one. That was what you did.
I think so.
You did two in one. Okay, quickly, I like you said earlier, one of the in fact one of the major constraints for business owners is funding. So I want
Mhm.
you to actually please elaborate on that.
Which
If you want to go into it, how are you able to get funds for your business? Have you ever at any point taken loan? Would you advise taking loan, or just talk generally about getting funds for business?
okay, so for my own business, I think 98% of the time my business has actually funded itself.
Okay.
But I've had some projects in which I had to like take soft loan from friends and just utilize the money, give them back to little interest. When it comes to loan, I think loan is actually very dicey. It's actually good because then you have money to work with and you're not relying on your revenue to cough out money for you to grow, right? But then with loan, it's dicey because half the times when business owners take loan, we take it out of urgency. We need that
Mm.
money. We don't even know if we can pay it back or if the business will be able to pay it back. So I would say loan is not so bad as long as the interest is not ridiculous. Your business can afford the interest. Your business can afford to repay the money it's taking, and it's just something you need. because some people take loan for things that will not be able to come back. For example, if you take loan for inventory funding, the money would come back. But if you take loan for
Mhm.
not so substantial like marketing, it's a two-way thing. You can put that money on marketing and then you will not even see it. So
Mhm.
that's so just measure the risk and think of if your business can accommodate that risk.
Measure, measure, measure. I heard a lot of measure.
Measure.
So if you have to
I,
find,
I do
if
measurements. I'm now such a better person. I'm doing my math. I'm
so, well, so as a business owner, in baking, bakers they have this measuring cups. So you need to get a measuring cup with all the metrics, to actually track
yeah,
everything you're doing because, like you said, like you rightly said, most of the times it's based on urgency, and at that time when it is urgent, you are not really thinking straight. Like, okay, with this thing actually, and like you said, marketing too. Marketing is like you're investing and then it is not guaranteed that you're going to get your ROI. Let's say like immediately. It is not guaranteed at all. So that one is like you taking a loan to put in marketing. But like you said, I don't want to buttress what you've said too much. So do you have any other thing? I'm sure you probably prepared something and I've, bombarded you with questions. Do you have any other thing you would want to say? How the title is actually staying in business and essential tactics to actually grow in business and not to stay stagnant. So do you have any comments on that apart from all these questions that I've asked you?
yeah. I mean, to stay in business right now, I feel like you have to look at the economy. So I would share from my own point of view, which is my own reality. So one thing that we've done is diversified our products. So because of this economy, and I see that ShipAfrica does that too. I think that was one of the tags I made. So you have people. So because I'm in the beauty business, you have people that are on a budget, but they still want to look good. And one
Okay.
thing you want now is to catch a lot of audience, like a lot of audience. So what we've done is to diversify products. So if, for example, this is an high-end product, what can we do for those that actually love that product but cannot afford it?
Yeah,
So we have
afforded.
Burka does. So I see sometimes when we want to book, we see some deliveries will probably cost like 10,000. Then there's an option for it for like 4,2 or 4,3. So that's telling you that okay, we have options for you, and that's why I just believe like diversifying your product. So that way you're catching like a lot of people at the same time. So one thing I've also been obsessed with in this economy is increasing my return rate because marketing is not very expensive to
Right.
acquire new customer is a lot of money right now. So I rather retain my old customer, keep them coming
Customer.
pairing than to constantly have to like acquire new customers because those old ones don't want to come back for some reason. So that's
Hmm.
one thing I actually work on, and that's customer service, good quality products, different
Product.
offers, and things like that. One thing also that I'm doing right now is to enter new markets. So because
Okay.
of how Nigeria is, the cash flow is very stiff, and you still want to
Mm,
keep your point. So one thing that we're doing is to try to launch into new markets. So currently now we're trying to launch into the US market and like the Ghana market. So that way, not just focusing on Nigeria. If Nigeria is being Nigeria and then sales from Nigeria is low, then maybe sales
look.
from the US can pull us up. Sales from Ghana
Mm,
can pull
cool.
so like things that I would advise for anyone to like stay in business in this stiff economy.
Steve indeed. Wow, wow, wow. It's been really, really. Oh wow, it's 45 minutes already. Oh my god. I didn't realize. I didn't want to take as much of your time like this, but you too, you are dropping some shizam. You're, you're dropping some gegel. All right, so the question tab is open right now. But while we are typing our questions, I'll just do a run through of some of the things she has said. And one thing that really struck a chord is customer retention. Most of the time, business owners focus on getting new customers and then they don't build that customer relationship with their customers. And honestly, the people that are holding your brand are your current customers because they can either make or add that business. Oh, I purchased this hair from Blvckhair. Oh my God, I love it and all of that. And Blvckhair, that girl, she only knows how to make noise because she does not deliver.
One angry customer is like 1,000 customers. That's why I tell my customer
It's
support team.
gone.
That's like 1,000 customers because that person will tell our friend, and that one will tell is our friend. Then it will now become like their own fact that this thing,
Exactly.
and not one person that was upset, and it has become their
Mm-hmm.
own. So like one customer lost is like a
So customer retention is that was it for me. So if you're still listening, if you're still here, what was your hit point? Which point did it for you? And let me take a question. I saw a question here. Somebody said loan and marketing shouldn't be in the same sentence.
mess. Because why you can't take a loan for marketing, like you're not even sure of your return, like ROI.
Mhm.
How? Right.
And then somebody said, how do you have staffs that think they know it all? I'm guessing the person wants to say, how do you handle, okay, she corrected that. How do you handle staffs that think they know it all and overlook the manual?
I think that's for the quality control guidelines, right?
Yeah, I guess so. And probably maybe customer support too. No. Quality control and maybe in the production aspect as well.
I think that's where your policy comes in. Like, why would the staff not want to follow? So, like, what does your policy say about someone not following the quality control guideline because they feel they know it all? If it's going to be production now,
Okay.
then I mean that situations whereby it's not intentional,
Okay.
situations whereby like it's obvious, you intentionally skip the manual. So it depends on the situation. And what does your business policy say about it? Like, that's how you're going to address that situation. That just falls on your business
Okay.
documentation.
Okay.
You need a business policy as a business.
Documentation. All right. And then there was, thank you very much for that. Policies, business documentation, having data, keeping records and all of that. Those things help. And then someone also asked, talked about shameless marketing. Okay,
I
have
don't believe
it.
it. I do not believe in business marketing. I do think it's good. I honestly think it's actually good because you get a lot of. I think let people just do what works for them. To be very
Forward.
because for me, I do not really believe in it because then you attract every type of person, and not everybody is your ideal client. So you probably,
Mhm.
I mean, you see the reach, you see the impressions, but like, how many people actually purchase that product from that brand that you got from shameless marketing? So, and my
So
own
the answer, okay.
idea is showing up in your face and telling you until it sticks. It's like that brand that would always give you confident and protective styles. That's my own shameless marketing. It doesn't have to mean dancing. My own is just
Mm,
being and like I'm in your ears and your faces. One person
same
actually made
thing.
a and said, I've been seeing this egg too much. I think I need to buy it. I've seen like this egg chasing me. That's my you must chase you must see it everywhere you go, like everywhere.
Even in your
In
dreams.
your dreams, you drop your money, you will see it. So that's marketing.
All right. So in short, just do what works for you. If the dancing and the drama and all of that, if it's working for you, keep at it.
Exactly.
Just find something that works for you and just stick to it. And then another question here: how do you cultivate ownership mindset? Yeah, in your workers, because you said that actually when you started talking. So how do you cultivate ownership mindset in your workers, in your staffs?
I feel like it starts from patience. From patience basically because you have to give them room to grow. So when they are new to this, they probably they don't have a lot of knowledge like you. So if you're not patient to actually help them grow and also like give them their own authority to do what they have to do, they would not be able to have that ownership mindset.
Mm.
My KNG, what I do for my managers, production manager, operation manager is don't come to me with a question. Don't come to me with a problem, sorry to say. So you come to me with a problem and your solution to it. So if you say, oh, this thing is wrong with this air, that's for the production manager. What is your solution to it? So they know that
Sean.
they don't come to me with problems. They come with, okay, this thing happened. This was what I did to it. They only want me to just approve or disapprove. So that giving them that room to think on their own, like, okay, so because they know that, oh, Seun will not accept me bringing a problem to her, I have to think. And that kind of like, gives them that room to think on their own.
Their own. Wow. That was very good. Give them room to think on their own. And you also mentioned micromanaging earlier on. So the micromanaging is stifles creativity. It stifles even if someone, I mean, if a staff has wanted to like, okay, I want to do this, I need to do this, and then there's a lot of micromanagement. Eventually, the staff will probably enter a shell and then just do what you want. Okay, this is what you want. All right, and do not actually bring up something else. Okay, so somebody said, how do we record? Oh wow, these questions are coming in hot. How do we record customers' data aside using a book? A book lets a lot of people have access to record customer information. And I think another question that is related to that, what software is best for business documentation? I think those two, those two, those two questions are related.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on your business. What do you want to record? Depends on what you want to record. So I believe what is accessible to everybody and is free is to record on Excel. I mean, you can use inventory software and things like that, but if it's not accessible to you, the most the easiest thing is to just record on Excel. Record, like, just make sure that it's on the PC and not a pen and a paper. That's just my one. I don't like that pen and paper thing in 2024. Record, open a sheet on Excel and record. We should have software good for you. But some businesses are so niche based that they might not really have a general software that works for them, except they create one for them. And not every business can afford that kind of software. But if you record on Excel, it's free and easy and cheap. It's free. So
Documents, just your own is sha. Don't use
don't
pen and paper.
have to record, put it
Do not.
up 20 years later.
Okay. All right. So there's another question here. How do you make your customers trust your brand even without having to be physically present at your office? This particular question, because most people are, you do their business from home. Most people don't have a walk-in store, especially for product based. They don't have a walk-in store. And in this age and time, there is scamming everywhere. How do you build trust in cases like that?
I like
I should
this.
run out now. What do you
My head.
expect?
That's this. Um, the the easiest thing is just for you to show up, you yourself. But the strongest thing is you need authentication from someone else. So if you have a popular face, a popular figure that can speak for your brand, even if it's not a popular figure, have people, speak for your brand, and it can even be your customers, drop their reviews, and just something to authenticate your business and to just make them know that, okay, this is a business to trust. So you can use your customer reviews, you can use popular faces, public figures, influencers, creators. You can also use yourself by showing up daily. But then again, the best thing to use is to use other people to authenticate your business.
Use other people to authenticate business. But this is my own personal question. Influencers price is like this. What do you say about that too?
Your customer reviews come free. So customer
Great.
reviews
Yeah, true.
products from you now and then gives you a review. Make it public. In fact, I've had a business that told me one time that can you please do a 10 seconds selfie video. I think I wore their product and like can you just
Okay.
brand in the video. So I'm a customer, I purchased with my money. I love this so much. I gave them a review. They
Mhm.
went extra to ask me to make a 10 seconds video about them. So that way there's no way I'm going to post on my page and say, oh, I got these clothes from online. I'm saying that I got the clothes from them. You will
Mhm.
trust me. And then if you see more and more people say that on your page, then you've unlocked like 50% trust. You mean
Yeah.
50% is customers to trust. That one you have no hands in it. You just have
Right.
to trust. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That is good. We are rounding up now. To back up what you just said, you mentioned something about doing don't do in Kiss Daniel's words, don't do past yourself. Don't do past yourself. So if you don't have money for influencer, please bank on your client. And it still boils down to customer retention and creating relationship with your customers. If you don't, if you do, if you don't have a relationship with your customers or you don't have customer retention, there's no way you'll be bold enough to actually ask them to actually
Exactly.
do this for you. So this has been a very very insightful 1 hour. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. Thank you for coming with fire. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. I'm sure we don't have any more questions, so we allow our guests to go. Thank you so much for joining us.
So for
Bye.
bye everyone.
Bye. All right. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you. Thank you. Can I say it to you? Thank you so much for joining, and we hope that the next time we organize something like this, you would be here. This was really an insightful 1 hour. And if you're a business owner and you need a logistics partner to work with, you need a logistics company to partner with. ShipAfrica is your go-to. ShipAfrica is your best bet. We have different shipping companies on our platform that you can use. So if affordability is a problem, you have different options to actually pick from. So you can visit our website www.shipafrica.io and you can see all of our offers there. Thank you so much for coming out this night. Good night.